Here's the video evidence of misconduct. Gary Vaynerchuk's phone call in a, quote, billionaire group call reveals insider trading, market manipulation, and creating artificial demand with the CryptoPunks project, as admitted by MrBeast and Logan Paul.
I know you're big into crypto.
Yeah. Crypto's been killing it, man.
Especially for you. About it to see
Let's fucking go. Yeah. I'll show you my portfolio after this, but I also, so me and Logan both bought punks. You guys have probably seen on his Twitter that he bought a bunch of CryptoPunks at the same time, right? When Gary pulled us in that call. So have you ever told that story?
No.
Gary V, it's like fucking 11 p.m. just out of nowhere, just calls me and he's like, yo, I got like 30 people to call, hop in. I'm like, I don't care. He's like, it'll be the best decision of your life. Just get in. I was like, okay. Yeah. And so I just joined the call and I just see like Logan and I don't even know these other people. I don't want to put them on blast.
Every heavy hitter you can imagine who's worth $1 billion was on this one call, and Gary V is in the little corner, the little square. He's going.
Oh yeah, they just admitted to it right on his show. Direct market manipulation, that's pump and dump schemes, insider trading. They're creating artificial demand, right? They're pumping the CryptoPunks project with a variety of market makers. 30 of them to be according to them.
CryptoPunks. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the next Facebook where all of us were like, okay,
everyone's
Gary.
Judging. I'm texting Logan. And I'm like, Gary lost his
legit? Mind. Bro, all of us are like, yo, Gary's nuts. Yo, Gary was right again.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We got to keep the story going. So there's like all these like very successful people in this call. And Gary's just like, everyone shut the fuck up. Here's what you're going to do, and you're going to do it right now. You're all going to buy a bunch of CryptoPunks. And we're all just like, he's like, who here owns one? And like one guy raised his hand, and it's because Gary bullied him into buying it the day before. And we're all just like, are you sure, Gary? And we're asking questions, and he's like, just buy it. I was just so pulled by his like conviction that I bought a bunch.
Wait.
Yeah, I bought quite a few.
How many?
I don't want to say, but
you have to
please.
I bought multiple ones. Yeah.
Well, bro, are you in double digits, punks?
Just shy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
So
he's imagine he just said 60.
No.
Three zombies.
I bought like 8 of them, and they did pretty good.
And any zingers? Any like real special ones?
I had some that like whatever 20-30x.
What's a
we bought a lot with like the cigarettes because I thought that was an interesting attribute, and those did pretty well.
What's another characteristic that, like, what's your rarest characteristic, punk?
Well, I've already sold quite a few of them, so I don't.
So there you go. He admitted to dumping, right there. That's obviously pump and dump schemes by Gary, MrBeast, Logan Paul, and a list of influencers, which we're actually going to see a list down below.
What?
Dude, he's on to the next thing.
I bought a bunch of, so then I rolled the money into VeeFriends because Gary said.
There you go. Even like that's even more. That's even worse.
Same thing. Called me. He's like, VeeFriends. I was like, I don't fucking know, but last time I made money, sure. And so I basically sold them all and moved the money into VeeFriends.
Can I ask you guys a question? When Gary does that call with all these billionaires and 8 months or a year later, everybody's like, Gary was right again.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's right because of the call?
Like, I mean, even Logan Paul's friend is calling them out on the situation. It's clear as day to anyone. It's so ridiculous.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think about that a lot.
Dude, he has all these billionaire market makers in the thing. He makes the call, makes the market. By the way, you look around at all the punk owners a year later, and you're like, damn, it's all the same motherfuckers that were on the call.
No, because, bro, there's 10,000 punks, and there's only like 30 of us in the call. We can only own and do so much. There's still an entire market.
Logan, that's complete bullshit, actually, and we will again see down below. There is 189 wallets who purchased punks during the time frame between Gary his phone call, or sorry, the first time that Gary purchased his punks, and between the first time that he actually mentioned it publicly on X.
Market that's gonna happen regardless.
I can tell you, I don't think why, because that was all back like early February. Like things.
And exactly. So again, so we can track all the wallets and everybody who purchased punks, and we can cross-reference them, and especially the people who purchased punks and rolled it over to VeeFriends. It's going to be like, you know what I mean? Especially if the dates match. I mean, chances are they were most likely involved.
Didn't pop off till later, and every like NFT project was popping off, not just punks.
I mean, make no mistake.
That again, that's bullshit. No. CryptoPunks was the only project that was actually popping off in February of 2021. so that's actually incorrect. The next project that started popping off was actually Bored Ape Yacht Club in April, end of April, right before VeeFriends. And that project is, again, rifled with, anyways, that's a different topic for a different video.
Like having such influential people involved in projects, it can't hurt the ability for the project to
but like,
work. You know what I'm saying?
95% of those people didn't even mention it. You know what I mean? Like, I've never talked about it publicly.
Right.
You into like NFTs and.
But you didn't need to. Gary was the one pumping and hyping it to everybody.
General or any other projects that you're excited about?
I mean, I'm mostly a Bitcoin holder, but just it's fun. I literally just like once a month, I'm like, Gary, what NFT should I buy? And then I just
once a month, MrBeast was pumping and dumping with Gary Vaynerchuk. That's insider trading, market manipulation. Once again, they're creating artificial. Gary is obviously going to create artificial demand on any projects that he wants to pump. Like, this is horrible. I can't even believe Logan's team published this. They must hate him. They must obviously want him to go to jail, because this is blatant admittance. And we can even track the wallets. We can see which projects that Gary pumped publicly on X, and then we could track which projects that they purchased and dumped right from their wallets.
buy what he tells me.
So Gary called me, and I'm a collector at heart, which is like why I like the space.
Oh, yeah.
I like just like
the Pokemon guy.
He's such a fucking bullshitter. No, you're a rugger. You just wanted to extract more money. You saw the amount of money that Gary made, 50 million in his first week, and then you're just like, fuck, I want that fucking money. That guy is the biggest piece of shit.
As a collector,
exactly,
who saw that coming?
Exactly, dude. And so Gary called me, and we have these talks. Like we talk probably every other day at least.
So at least once a week, Gary and Logan were pumping and dumping projects, creating market manipulation, artificial demand, insider trading. Fucking wild, man. These guys are crooks. They're literally stealing money.
Yeah.
And he called me like a month ago. He's like, Logan, I promise you, like, I know you. You're a smart kid. If you play this right, like I know you can, like you do with Pokemon, the NFT industry, you can make $250 million. And I go,
how do you not like perk up?
How is this? But he's never wrong, right? So that's where I started.
Yeah.
And then, bro, the other day, I got the idea.
Yeah.
And I want to run it by you, not now, off the podcast, but I'm pretty sure I had the most revolutionary, monumental piece of IP in my head, and I've been I can't sleep for the past like 2 days.
So like for making your own version of Punk?
No. Just a really, really special NFT project.
And that's where he came up with CryptoZoo, the NFT rug project, and where he extracted millions. Fucking scumbag. This is the first time that Gary publicly mentions to old punks. Basically, this was a reference to CryptoPunks. He was mentioning other projects as well. So he was talking about Chubbies, he was already associated with Beeple, made a YouTube video with him. He was pushing So Rare, which is a company he was invested in, and he didn't disclose that information. He would do that a lot, actually. He invested into a lot of companies. He would very rarely disclose that he was invested in those companies, and then he would be selling his products without disclosing that information, which is a violation. Now, Mark Cuban, Chamath were involved in the CryptoPunks pump as well. However, I wasn't able to identify his wallet. It could be Mr. 703, but again, I'm not 100% sure. He was involved on the call with MrBeast. Even this gentleman over here, Jack, knew about it. Here we can see the majority of CryptoPunks that Gary acquired, he didn't even purchase. So he purchased a couple of them, and then all the rest were transferred. So unless he did some kind of backdoor deal, right, which is completely possible, or they were just transferring these CryptoPunks into Gary's wallet in order to just, again, to solidify his credibility, in order for him to extract as much as possible for his own collection, to, become an authoritative voice in the NFT market, essentially. So they were done by Danny Secure, or seedphrase.eth. And Mr. 703 was the other person involved in the transfers. Now, Gary did purchase a couple of them after for a significant sum. And again, this, I feel like this was coordinated in order to inflate the value of the punks. He wanted to keep the ball rolling. And this was, I believe, shortly right before Christie's CryptoPunks auction in October, maybe September. I'd have to double check now. It's been a long time. This was back in 2021. So yeah, I'm basically asking, what's the relationship with Seed Phrase and Mr. 703? Did he actually buy these, or is he just holding them in his wallet? And then we can see another, he's associated with Seed Phrase. I mean, this is just one example, but several times he's associated with Seed Phrase, doing investments with him. So they do have a deeper connection for sure. And then we also see like Geosiri, MoonPay CEO, Ivan Soto Wright. Again, they're associated with Gary Vaynerchuk in several ways as well. Beanie, the notorious scammer, even raised suspicion about the insider trading in Christie's front run with the CryptoPunks. Gary completely dismissing it, which kind of shows, to me, it shows a sign of guilt, honestly. But he's trying to like divert the attention. Here's Faze Bank admitting to Gary's insider trading, market manipulation. Here's MrBeast as well admitting to it again and saying that he loaded up on some VeeFriends again. Look at the Etherscan reports and the OpenSea reports, and if the screenshot is not edited by this man, then that would mean that WuTangClan is MrBeast on OpenSea. And by looking at the wallets, it does seem like WuTangClan was 100% associated with Gary, as he purchased several goos at very high prices. Unreal. This was double the value at the time of the goos that we're selling for, which I'll go over in the VeeFriends section. And yeah, so I mentioned that MrBeast will get a phone call from Gary about once a month. Some of the projects that WuTangClan wallet purchased was Hashmax, Creature World, Koala Intelligence Agency, and MFers, which again were all projects that Gary pumped and hyped and spoke about. Now we see Logan Paul over here. He has 2 wallets. We can see him over here we can see Logan Paul being associated with the CryptoPunks and the VeeFriends over here. Here's Faze Banks wallets over here. He does have 2. AJ Vaynerchuk wallet, which is Gary's brother. He was also involved on the call, purchased. These punks were all purchased before Gary publicly mentioned it on his Twitter. Andy Krainak, the president of VeeFriends, was in on it as well. And we can see him taking advantage of the VeeFriends community, his own community, which is just wild. You don't really see this. More evidence of Andy Krainak's insider trading conflict of interest with his other. This is his secondary wallet that Andy Krainak tried to hide, but obviously we can see here that it's his. He even transfers the ENS name over. Here's D-Rock's wallet, which was also, he was also in on it. Doesn't look like he profited that much, however. So it looked like he was aware, and he is no longer Gary's employee. Interesting. So to me, it looks like D-Rock didn't want to be associated with the fraud. Like, he saw what was happening and he didn't want to be associated with it at all. I could be wrong, but that's what it appears. Tyler Schmidt, on the other hand, Gary's employee, who is general manager of 137 PM. It's like a news media company that Gary is the founder of. Again, that's more like that way he can control narratives, and you know what I mean? He'll promote things that he's invested in without disclosing it, and it's very bad. Anyways, Tyler was also involved on the call, as you can see here, with the CryptoPunks and the VeeFriends. And it looks like he was profiting, eh? Let's see here. No, these are offers. Yeah, so he did sell He would buy and sell, and then he sold this one. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so look at that flip, which is not, in my opinion, that's not. It shouldn't be. He made a nice profit on this CryptoPunks as well. Carlini 8, which was the we're gonna see her name down below again. I believe she was the project founder of Penelope's Country Club, and Gary actually dumped her NFTs from his main wallet after he pumped it a little bit. Nick Tran, which is TikTok's head of global marketing or something like that, for former employee of TikTok. Chef Pierre was also involved on this. We can see him having the CryptoPunks at this timing with his VeeFriends. Matt Kalish from DraftKings was in on it. And we can see Kevin Rose was in on it, of course. That's Gary's friend. Kevin Rose is also a known grifter. Doesn't have the best reputation already coming into the NFT market. And he now does not have any reputation in a Web3 and NFT market. He completely tarnished his reputation with his own project. Here's Jimmy.eth. His early involvement with VeeFriends. He was actually behind the VeeFriends launch. And then we can see here being involved with the CryptoPunks and VeeFriends, taking profits from his free VeeFriends that he received from Gary. Again, Mr. 703, his involvement matches as well. Danny Secure, his wallet. Sartoshi, the founder of MFers, which Gary actually put into his book games exchange, where you can burn book game NFTs for a mother effort or MFer NFT, which we'll see that down below in the book game section, a little bit more details. There was this trader named Fluffhead, Luigi NFT, Goldman Sachs, Rare Behavior, Evan Tan, Ace, 0x Techno, JT 1987, I'm Not Fucking Selling 3, Ponzonomics, RH 2727, Steve Aoki was even involved, as we can see. And he made quite a nice chunk of change from his CryptoPunks. Wild. And here's some CryptoPunks OGs who also purchased VeeFriends. Frank C, Nate Alex are two big traders, big influencers. JT 3003, J Bo, X91, YB2, and DCL Blogger. They actually made a video on YouTube together before all this was going on. Again, it doesn't 100% mean that all of these people were involved with Gary, besides like the ones that I mentioned above. Like these wallets, I can't identify the real person, so it's a little harder to say. They could have been traders. However, when you see examples like this where they're getting free VeeFriends and then they're selling it, no, not this one. There was a wallet that got free VeeFriends and they were selling it. Shit. But anyways, yeah, let's move on. So yeah, we can see the chart. It coincides with Gary V's CryptoPunks. So it started early. It started in February, sorry, and then it pumped hard in August. It pumped really hard, and then the Christie's auction, and then it had a second wave in January when the crypto market and the NFT market resurged. Gary was constantly talking about Purple Hat. It was his favorite trait. He even included it in his VeeFriends project how Purple Hats were one of the best traits to have. Now I made some charts pulling from Etherscan and OpenSea based on those dates. And here's the analysis of wallets purchasing CryptoPunks from from February 16th to the 21st, which was when Gary bought his first punk, to when Gary first mentioned it on X. Now 24 out of 189 wallets purchased VeeFriends, 49 out of 189 purchased Purple Hat CryptoPunks, 93 out of 189 purchased other projects that Gary pumped, and 59 had no direct affiliation. Now, many took profits in the August 2021 pump. And here's my alternative perspective. Again, they might not be associated with Gary V. They might have sold out once they saw how he was, such as DLC Blogger. Looks like he sold out very early. So, and then he had no ties with him. So it looks like he didn't want to be associated with him. For example, certain investors might be traders who notice the increased activity, again, with the purple hat trade, just with other projects, right? So it doesn't 100% necessarily mean that they were involved with Gary. Several individuals may possess multiple wallets, and then given the opportunity to sell for over $300,000, obviously many people would have done so as well. Yeah, and then I did notice that in March there was some of the same influencers and people mentioned above were also buying in March. Now I did another analysis of purchasing. So VeeFriends dropped in May. Of all those people that purchased in between these two dates, so 113, 59% profited in March to May, right before VeeFriends dropped in May. 65 out of 189, or 34.4%, profited in August and September, which was at the peak. And then 34 of them profited in both periods, which is just very, I don't know, I just find that like interesting because it coincides with VeeFriends a lot.